Whether or not you believe in the words on its pages, you've probably heard of the Bible before. It's a book that tells the story of humanity's relationship with its all-powerful creator. And for thousands of years, the Bible has reached the hearts and minds of billions of people across the world, making it the best-selling book of all time. It's also the most referenced book of all time, with biblical allusions and symbolism appearing in so many stories that have followed after it, from Shakespeare to Hollywood films. So as a storyteller myself, I'm curious to know how the Bible can have such a huge impact around the globe. Some would say it's because of the religions that urge its members to spread it across the world. And though that may be a part of it, there must be a deeper reason contained within the story itself as to why so many people are compelled to share this story with others. Perhaps the secret lies within the part of the Bible that is literally referred to as the good stories, or the Gospels. These are the accounts that tell the story of the book's main character, Jesus Christ. According to the Gospels, Jesus was God himself, who came down to our world of sin and suffering to announce the coming of his perfect kingdom, while teaching and showing his followers what they must do in order to become a part of it. To live a sinless life that only gives and only loves. To completely surrender their own desires and ceaselessly serve God by loving everyone around them, from the sick, the poor, and even their enemies. To deny their own hearts and fill it with compassion and mercy for others. But despite the unconditional love that emanated through Jesus and his teachings, some people were threatened by him, especially those with power and social status. They decided to silence him through crucifixion, not realizing that by doing so actually fulfilled the ultimate act of love and compassion. For through sacrificing his life, whosoever believes in him could be forgiven of their sins, and through his resurrection proved his divine identity and promise of eternal life in his kingdom. This is the story in the Bible that Christians are so eager to share, from thousands of years ago all the way up to now. But to truly understand why this story is so powerful and compelling, it's important to know what the pre-Christian world was like and how the Gospels changed it. You see, prior to Christianity, reason and justice were regarded as the greatest virtues in life, while mercy and compassion were actually seen as weak and immoral, particularly when it was given to citizens that were regarded as worthless and useless. In the modern world, we take these virtues for granted all the time. But the legal and religious systems of the ancient past saw the poor and the sick as burdens to society that needed to be discarded. The Roman philosopher Seneca once said that they drown even children at birth who are weakly and abnormal. This is why institutions like public hospitals and orphanages are considered to be inventions of Christianity, because the Gospels introduced unconditional compassion to the forefront of human consciousness. It taught people to feel for and be concerned with the suffering of others. It taught people that the least should be treated as the first. And compassion is just as important in storytelling as well. If a storyteller can make their audience feel compassion for the characters in their story, if a storyteller can make their audience care about the pain and adversity of their story's characters as if it were their own, then their story will be able to engage on a much deeper and personal level that can change the course of people's lives. So perhaps this then is why we find the Gospel to be such a powerful story. Because it's a story about compassion itself. A story about the most compassionate person who has ever lived, transforming people's lives and compelling them to share about their transformation with others. A story that transforms not only individuals, but the values and morals of society and culture as a whole. A story that has influenced more art and literature than any other story ever told. Of a God whose very essence is mercy and love and compassion, taking it upon himself to bear the suffering of others at his own expense. A story that may in fact be more than just a story.